You know, some directors are fucking cowards. Alright? They don't reuse footage. They don't shoot B-roll and then show all of it. They don't use the same location on the same week as another movie that they're shooting. Mm-hmm. They're fucking cowards.
They don't immediately tell you inside of the universe of the movie that their movie is a scam.
We need more honesty in Hollywood. And thankfully, we found it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Happy Easter, Xbox.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
This is me. The name's Russ. Cramped quarters don't suit me.
Happy Easter!
This is Lucy. She's not usually like this, but some boy recently moved down the street, and she's been acting really strange all of a sudden.
One day he's gonna knock on the door, and he's going to be enchanted by my beauty.
Did you lose someone?
Where did you go?
My house.
If I'm going to write this book, I need to immerse myself in everything Easter.
My mom and I are going to a cabin this weekend to participate in this annual Easter egg hunt.
Sounds fascinating.
So it must be weird having a twin sister.
A little bit. But there is no Marion.
There is now.
This is what destroyed my family.
I wonder where it is today.
It's probably long gone by now. This can't be. Did you see a dog around here?
Finally, someone wants to play with me.
Hi everyone, this is Rough Cuts, our podcast about good boys and bad movies. That's right, we watch a bad dog movie and then immediately talk about it. It's me, your host, Ilian, and our co-host here, Boix.
Yo, we didn't make a mistake. There's no mistakes here.
Yeah, we didn't. I did. It was my choice. And I found this. I searched it, and then I was like, all right, although, actually, no, wait, you do deserve some blame for this, because...
Okay.
Here is the backstory of this. We watched a movie called Santa's Summer Home, which, if you're a fan of the podcast, you'll remember had a 20-minute uninterrupted croquet game that was cut up out of order to make it look like they didn't show the whole croquet game, but it was 20 goddamn minutes. And it was in
real time, yeah.
The whole croquet game, like, just out of order. And so, you, for some fucking reason, decided that was very funny and that we should continue to watch this man's films. And even though I desperately begged you not to, we watched a movie called Christmas Spirit, also by David DeCouteau.
Which was a fucking masterpiece.
Which was, okay, it did have the Christmas MILF. It was... I'm a shrinking man.
I'm a shrinking man.
Okay, that one has some wild and funny shit in it. And so then I thought, well...
Let's watch more. They have to be good.
I searched up not Easter Bunny. I searched up Easter and then dog movies. Because it is, in fact, Easter. We're recording there.
And the SEO was correct for the film title. Because it found...
an Easter Bunny puppy.
Correct.
And I was like, oh, this looks like a pile of shit. We should not watch this because it's not even going to be funny or interesting. It's just going to be boring. And then I saw the director was David DeCouteau. And I went, well...
There's something about a David DeCouteau movie where you know you're going to see that same fucking house and you know you're going to see all the weird shit you remember from the last time. And it's kind of nostalgic. It's like...
It's an old friend.
It's like when Frodo returns to the Shire. You know, you're like, oh, I remember this. It's so heartwarming and homey.
And just like when Frodo returns to the Shire, watching this movie, you have this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, and you go, wait, I can't go back home anymore. It's never the same. Because this was fucking awful. I was so goddamn bored during this movie. This thing put me to sleep. It's
this movie's boring and yet fascinating at the same time, to me at least.
It is fascinating in terms of like how it was made in a very meta sense. It is extremely interesting.
Within the time span of about a year and a half, David DeCouteau made like 12 of these movies. All within the same house, some of which shot on the same weekend. Apparently this is shot at the same weekend as A Talking Cat, which we haven't watched.
No, he has a whole series of A Talking Blank.
A Talking This? Yeah. But, so the order of events is Christmas Spirit is the first movie in 2011. This movie's in the middle.
Oh, really?
And then Santa's Summer House is at the end. So you could tell, like, he realized he needed to hide the we're just going to show this in live time footage by the time he got to Santa's Summer House, because he starts editing around and shuffling the order, right?
Christmas Spirit doesn't have any of that, though.
No.
Christmas Spirit, it's a garbage movie and it sucks, but it's also like, it doesn't have... So the thing is with this movie, much like Santa's Summer Home, we got that B-roll, baby. we're back on that. Somehow.
Yes.
So Christmas Spirit was the first one?
That was 2011.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that maybe we're just watching his descent in real time into being like, I shouldn't put any effort into these movies. Nobody's going to watch them. And he's not wrong.
Like, looking at his IMDb, he's put out 7 or 8 movies a year. Every year.
He has like 200 movies under his belt.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like, if he's just shooting them on the same weekend, he's not even waiting for the actors to get over their laryngitis. Like, he's just not going to use the actor in the second movie when they have laryngitis that he's shooting that weekend.
Oh.
We have to leave now.
Oh, actually, we're heading back ourselves.
Are you okay?
I'm feeling like I'm coming down with something. I'm losing my voice.
Oh my god, movie!
It's just
the plot point now.
Tell him I said goodbye.
Will do.
The actress was losing her voice in real life.
Yes.
Because she was sick.
Yes.
Ah! Not only is there a slow descent into laziness, there's a slow descent into laryngitis.
Well, and then a very swift recovery.
A very swift recovery.
A very swift and sudden recovery when in the next scene, which they had shot out of order, and she comes back to the house, because, like, this was obviously earlier in the weekend of shooting, she's not sick, and she's talking fine again.
And,
God,
and you could
masterpiece.
tell through the movie, we're like, she's really struggling to get her lines out. Maybe we should just explain it. In the film. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm coming down with laryngitis.
But, like, what's so good about that is that, like, an hour later in movie time, when they go back home, she's fine. It's so good. Just inexplicably. No reason to mention that. Don't worry about it. We mentioned that she's got laryngitis. Like, is it better or worse that they don't mention it? I don't know. It's kind of amazing.
Well, I felt like they had to mention it, because after a certain point of us watching, we're like, she's very sick. Why is she on set?
But then it becomes even more obvious when it just goes back to her being normal. like there's no winning. There's no winning here.
If they're going to be honest about what type of movie they're shooting...
And they are.
And they are... then they need to explain the actress got sick, and they're not going to stop shooting.
That's fair. I will fault this movie for many things, but its honesty is something that it is.
And this movie is honest to a fault, to the point where it's brazen in its fucking honesty of what it's doing.
Ever heard the story of the Easter Bunny puppy? No.
It is the
It's
movie.
not that Charlie Brown holiday special or the one about the rabbit with the cottontail who parties all night.
This is a much worse movie.
I'm not even talking about the sickeningly cute puppy with the bunny ears who's not even really in the story.
What?
I'm talking about me. This is me. Name is Gus. Now I know what you're thinking. How am I talking without moving my lips?
No, they
Well,
can't admit
it's
it in the
simple.
first minute of
You're
the
hearing
fucking
my thoughts
film.
Because for the next 90 minutes,
I cannot believe the first 30 seconds of this, like 2 minutes of this movie are just them going, okay, yeah, so you see the cover of the movie? We're gonna just do a voiceover over that and explain to you that we use that as marketing material to get you to watch this movie, and none of that's gonna show up in this thing, okay? Did you get that? We have your money, sit down and shut the fuck up. You can't get a refund. Bye!
My favorite part is when they did it, they show the cover.
Yes, that's, yeah.
Which is like what you would see on a streaming service or on the DVD cover.
Yo.
And it's just in the middle, black bars.
Just the cover.
On the side. And it almost is like when a YouTuber does an in-video thumbnail where they're like posing for the thumbnail and you know it's bullshit. And they're like, by the way, we lied to you about this cover. The dog has telepathy, so it'll be narrating the story. That dog you saw on the cover, that one that's cute and wearing bunny ears, that shit ain't happening here. Get the fuck out.
Get over it. Get over it. We have your money. Sit down, shut up, strap in, and watch these eggs get painted. We'll get to the egg painting. We'll get to the egg painting.
This is a masterpiece of cinema. In the way that a scam artist would make, but definitely not try to trick you. Like, they've already got the money. Like, at this point, they're just like, hey, you're already here, motherfucker. You might as well just watch.
Right? You're already paid, so just... I still cannot believe, like, it... So, again,
gorgeous.
Very literally, the opening of this movie, we thought there was a mistake. You started, like, going fast forward through it, because you're like, well, this...
Is it like an audio?
This must be like or they're trying to like, because it was on YouTube, and you're like, oh,
it was on YouTube, so like to try to get around copyright or something.
Yeah, maybe it's to try and get around copyright, and they're trying to direct you to a site because it's just the cover of the movie and black and then voiceover. Like, I can't stress this enough. I know that we already said it, but I just have to say it again because it's so jarring. And then it just is like, yeah, this is not that movie. That's a lie. Have you ever heard of marketing, kids? This is marketing.
Yeah. Not many directors would also just choose an arbitrary amount of free music for their movie to the point where it's really fucking obvious it doesn't fit, but they're using it anyway, like a steel drum La Cucaracha during a very serious drama.
Twice in a row. 2 weeks.
We have been La Cucaracha twice. It's an Easter miracle.
How does a bunny give things out? Rabbits don't have opposable thumbs. They can't hand anything out.
He carries it around in a basket.
Oh, so we're talking about a super bunny here who lifts weights year-round so that he can carry around a basket full of eggs.
I think you're overthinking this one, Mom.
The whole fucking story, too, is just meandering around. We don't know what to do with this movie. Neither do the characters. The characters are narrating the fact that they don't know what the fuck this movie's about.
I joked that this is the lowest budget version of adaptation that's ever existed. And it kind of is. In that this movie is very meta. So it tells you right away that it's a scam.
It's meta about it being a scam. It's meta about the plot. And it's meta about the actors.
Yes. So then the mom is just sitting there. There's just a woman sitting down, and she's reading off story about like a ballerina murderer because she's doing a mystery.
She's like recording an audiobook for her book in
it's amazing.
real time.
Yeah. They're doing it like she's writing notes to herself, except that normally when writers do that, it's because they're away from a computer and they got an idea out in the world and they need to just like give themselves a way to jog their memory and not, I don't know, be sitting in front of their laptop while they're writing and then act it out by like actually voice acting it and wearing a wig. And
this carries on for like 5 minutes, which is a lot of scenes in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But it just cold opens to her narrating her own book after lying to us about what the movie's about.
Well, no, after being truthful about what the movie's about, actually.
Yeah.
The lying was before we bought it.
That's true. So like the movie, man, what a bad cold opening.
It's it's terrible. It's unreal.
And then in order to make it less of a scam, which it isn't, they have her get faxed the cover of the film.
Yes.
To try and push it into the story like they do with everything that goes wrong in this movie. They're just like, oh shit, she has laryngitis. It's part of the story now.
We have to leave now.
Well, actually, we're heading back ourselves.
Are you okay?
I'm feeling like I'm coming down with something. I'm losing my voice.
Oh my god, movie!
It's just
the plot point now.
Tell him I said goodbye.
Will do.
She was, the actress was losing her voice in real life.
Yes.
Because she was sick.
Yes.
Ah!
Yeah, so her publisher faxes her the cover of her new book, but it's a book that she hasn't written yet, because this is how publishers work, if you didn't know. What they do is they just tell you, you're writing a children's story, and it's about the Easter Bunny and a dog. It's called the Easter Bunny Puppy, and here's the cover for it.
And here's why, because holiday stories sell, and you can put whatever the fuck you want in there, and somebody will buy it.
It's so meta. This is so meta. It's so good. It's so good. And then...
But the mom can't write a story about an Easter puppy because she's Jewish.
She's Jewish. Well, and not only that, to be fair, it's not just that she's Jewish. She's also an unbelievable moron. Because she also doesn't understand.
What's
dogs,
Easter?
Dogs, bunnies, Easter, like...
Bunnies
eggs.
can't lay eggs? That's stupid. What? They just sit down and lay eggs like a dog? Like a horse? They just lay eggs like a horse? That's stupid.
Yep, she's just having this, like, internal, external monologue. There's a lot of that, too, by the way. Characters will just walk on scene and be like, hi, I'm your friend from 5 years ago. Do you remember that when we were at that party and we had lots of fun? Don't you like that when we have parties and have fun? I'm a big fan of parties. I'm the party guy. Like, they'll just, like, explain their whole motive and their character the minute they step on scene. It's incredible.
Hey, do you remember
how bad the
when your
dialogue is.
husband got thrown in jail for stealing a Fabergé egg from Ukraine?
Yeah. Like, they'll just start with that. Like, that's how they introduce characters. Oh, hey, it's that next door neighbor that we have who's a really good friend of ours whose husband stole a Fabergé egg from Ukraine and now he's in jail. And remember, it was worth a lot of money, but they never found it. But they did find there were implements all around the house. And, like, the person that they're introducing is just standing there.
It's just
and, like,
someone.
smiling.
Yeah, like, oh, okay.
Anyway, okay, so this woman is now tasked to write this woman who is canonically a adult mystery writer.
Yes.
Has now been tasked by her publisher by receiving a fax of her new book cover to write a children's book about Easter when she doesn't understand Easter, bunnies, dogs, eggs, life, people,
her daughter, relationships.
And then the doorbell rings, and her daughter runs to the door in an Easter bunny suit because she's now acting out Easter in front of her mom so that her mom can understand Easter. I am not kidding. And the next door neighbor boy sees her in a bunny suit, and he goes, "Wow, hot." And she goes, "Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I can't be
so
seen in a bunny
embarrassed.
suit. I know it's better. What if I say that I'm two people?"
What if I just made up a huge fucking lie?
It's the most obvious lie in all of existence.
The one that her mom will help enable her with and help her hide and conceal.
But I mean, she is new to dating. Like, the dog's constantly talking about how she's only just now discovered makeup and started to like boys. You know, like you do at, what, 24?
Yeah, it's just 20-something. I do remember the dog distinctly saying after that.
I wanna die.
So, maybe that was when they put the dog in the bunny costume. I don't remember. But...
It's one of those. The daughter is supposed to be, I think they say 16 eventually,
16. Right? She's very clearly way older than 16.
All of the 16-year-olds, quote unquote, in this movie are obviously way older than 16. But not only are they way older than that, like, as the actors, they also act both way older and way younger at the same time. Because this daughter is...
Yeah.
The mom goes, "How do I write this story?" And the daughter has a big conversation, like an adult conversation about like, "Oh, well, you could do this and that." And like they're explaining it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you always help me with your stories," and on and on and on. And they're doing this back and forth. And then 2 seconds later, in the same scene, the mom's like, "Oh, well, you know, you're starting to like boys now." And you're like, what is her age? Like,
right.
They're having this conversation where she's helping her mother write a book for her publisher as a job in an adult way. And 2 seconds later, they're talking about how she's like going to go on her first dates. And meanwhile, she's like 24 and it's...
And La Cucaracha's playing, and
yes, and this is Steel Drum La Cucaracha playing, and in the background the whole time we're just going, "Just show us the statue in the high-heeled boots, come on!
Give me the car sofa, show me the mermaid. I want to see that
We know this
banana.
house from all of the movies that he's done. It's always the same house, and it's always insane. This house is so badly decorated in only
It's
the
so
way
funny.
that like really weird semi-rich people do. It's a Zwillow house. It's amazing.
Afterwards, the Jewish mom decides she needs to live Easter and celebrate Easter in order to understand Easter for her book.
Yes.
So her and her 25-year-old, 16-year-old daughter are coloring eggs. The worst fucking color, like egg coloring I've ever seen. With like acrylic paints also for some reason.
Yes.
That was kind of weird.
Well, they have egg baths. Like they have like the colored
They
egg
do
baths.
they do a real egg bath, but then they
And-
acrylic the
Yes,
outside.
and then they have like that's what I was gonna say. Like they have both. It's very stupid.
And you're like, okay, they're coloring eggs. That's gotta take what, 10 seconds? 5 seconds?
10 minutes.
It's 2.5 to 3 minutes of them coloring eggs in real time to the point where you're like, I've seen the whole carton now.
Yes.
They've done all of them.
They did this whole thing.
And then they needed more time for the movie to fill, so they re-looped the footage from the beginning to re-show the entire cartridge getting painted again.
Cartridge. Like an egg cartridge. Yes.
So you see the same egg cartridge painted twice.
Yup.
In order.
Yes. They just loop the exact same footage and just pretend that you wouldn't notice. They just loop it. They just loop it.
It's a fucking masterpiece of cinema. I've never seen egg coloring in a film.
It's like avant-garde. But the best part about this, I have a note on this as to when it happened called Double Egg. And that is 28 minutes into the film.
Yeah.
28 minutes. We have explained that what's happened so far is girl likes boy next door, mom needs to write a story, and they've pretended to do Easter. That's been 30 fucking minutes. That's the start of the double egg scene. At the end of it, it's like 35 minutes of film has gone by, and they have done those three things and those three things only. This thing is unreal boring. It is so slow. And there's just no
it's
plot.
magic. it's magic. Magic on film. So the neighbor boy stops by again.
Yeah.
And the daughter is sitting there playing Ottoman 17th, maybe 16th century Ottoman chess with him.
Yes. Yeah. There's like this house is full of the weirdest fucking shit. It looks like dollar store salt and pepper shakers that your grandma would have. Like, but they're playing chess with them. It's fucking
and
weird.
They're having a very adult conversation about how his father got caught stealing a Fabergé egg worth millions, but he didn't actually steal it. But there was evidence everywhere, and it definitely wasn't him.
But it definitely wasn't him. But it's all around their house, and we have all this money. But don't worry about it.
My mom had to move after all that with all the money she got selling the Fabergé egg to this other mansion in a different neighborhood that's rich.
Yeah, I love how they have to move. They move next to these people because we had to after my husband went to jail. And again, we've got to stress that this house is like they have an outdoor pool with a pissing cherub. We get to see
the piss pool.
Yeah, they have the piss pool. But they have this massive outdoor pool. They have fireplaces all over the place. They have a gigantic spiral staircase.
They have a piece of driftwood with huge red, thigh-high boots.
And massive bazongas.
massive wooden bazongas. Yeah.
That fucking driftwood is so wild every time we see it.
So he invites her to his cabin, which is just like a ranger station at a national park that they only shoot the outside of, and then they shoot the inside back at the house. I'm almost 90% sure.
Yeah. It's the same house again.
It's got to be the same house.
I'm sure that it's a basement that we haven't seen yet.
It's not a room I recognize.
No, that was the weird thing, yeah.
But it has to be.
It has to be the same interior. Every movie that we've seen from this man so far has not gone off that house. This is the first one when they were like, we're going to go out and do a camping trip. We were like, wait, are they leaving the house? Is it not just at the house? They can't. How can they? This man doesn't know how to film elsewhere. He's just got one location. Also, let's explain too. So, wait, they're going on a camping trip. Why are they going on a camping trip?
To have an Easter egg hunt in the woods.
And the mom needs to
for
go
their
to
adult children.
Yes. And the mom needs to go to this because she needs to learn Easter.
Because she's Jewish.
And
all Easter practitioners do Easter egg hunts in the woods at a national park.
National park, yeah. They always have the big Easter egg hunt with their, like you said, their adult children. It's all 18-year-old plus kids.
And he invites the daughter and her twin sister, which is her fake identity.
Yes. Who wears bunny suits that he thinks is really hot, by the way.
He was really into Zootopia.
He was really into the bunny suit.
So, also her mom was really into bunny suits. Because the actress was a Playboy bunny, and she felt like she needed to have a line about that. I guess. Whatever. And you know what? It makes sense, because there's a lot of MILF porn setups at the...
We have seen the Christmas Spirit, right? So...
there's a lot of MILF porn setups at the vacation home, I guess is what you would call it, the cabin.
I mean, dude. So you were saying that David DeCouteau does. So a lot of his movies.
He did erotica and gay porn.
Yeah, and he's done a lot of erotic. Yeah, he's done a lot of erotica.
But here's the thing, though. He never puts it under his name.
No,
he has a different name for every genre, so that it looks like he's putting out less films than he is, as an even deeper layer to the grift.
I was gonna say, so the scam doesn't get found out as fast.
Right, he does Ellen Cabot as erotica, Joseph Tennant for children's thrillers, Julian Breen for kids horror movies. He does, what was this one? This was Emily.
It's something. Mary Crawford.
Mary Crawford for these kids movies with the animals.
Yes.
He has personas. Yep. Almost like he has a dual personality where he puts on glasses.
And a bunny suit. Wait, no, that's a fursona. It's very different.
That's true. But, man, so this is part of that grift. But there's always little bits of the porn stuff that sneaks in, and specifically around MILFs for some reason. That's his genre, I guess, he cares about in these movies.
Yeah.
So they go to the cabin, and the daughter gets approached by the neighbor and also his two friends from band.
His two friends from band camp?
From band camp. And they really want to bone her twin sister.
Yup. Like, extremely
both of them.
so.
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she's now in a situation where she can just come clean and be like, oh, I don't actually have a twin. I was just fucking lying. Yeah. But instead, she comes up with a plan to bone all of them.
Yes.
I guess.
This is not a porn. Not a porn. That's his other persona. And
in order to get her with the neighbor kid and also not reveal that her twin sister, which is her with glasses, like a Clark Kent situation, is a different person, the mom is like, oh, I'll take these two young, studs with me. You're going to need a costume and you're going to need to bark like a dog.
Yes. Yeah.
It was.
And so she has them role play Easter with her. Not in a sexual way, though. Definitely not in a sexual way. Where the one's on all fours wearing a suit and the other one is dominant over him in another bunny suit with you. Not in a sexual way.
This film.
She's got the one is a dog and the other one is a bunny and they're...
Oh, yeah, it's weird. I need to point out, too, on the way here, there were like 3 to 4 minutes of B-roll of a car driving in the mountains.
Yes.
To the point where it started looping where the car was driving.
Yes.
Again.
Yep.
And that will be relevant because they need to leave this location at some point.
At some point, they have to leave this location. They also keep having they keep having
transitions.
With... Like at the summer camp where they'll go to a majestic creek.
But it'll be the same shot of the creek.
And it's the same B-roll of the creek like 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's rather than a transition shot of being like, a couple seconds, it's like 30, 45 seconds every time. Like, this movie is extremely the version of somebody like double spacing all of their like...
Yeah. I think the dog said it best. I feel like my IQ is dropping.
The dog?
Right? There's so many lines from the dog. I'm like, yes, I agree, dog.
Yeah, I would say that it doesn't make sense to have a dog narrator in this because, as we might have noticed, the dog is irrelevant to the nothing.
Everything?
There's no plot yet, but
Everything,
it's super not relevant to whatever plot does come up. And it's great, though, because it's got like this 4-year-old reading the lines. Like, it's just this little kid. There's a few lines that he flubs because he just can't pronounce them because he's too young.
Because he's turning the page and he can't read the word as he's turning it. Yeah.
And some of them are also like too big of words. He's like institutionalization and like things like that. But he's got
my favorite line though is "I'm the Easter Bunny puppy, hippity hoppity woof." That's a good line. He says that like once, and then they use it 5 times.
They keep ADRing it over things, yeah.
To the point where like, did I already hear that? Am I going insane? Are we stuck in a time dimension? What's that? Hippity hoppity woof. I remember that. I just heard that.
And then you see the same creek again for the 4th time, and you go, wait, did we already watch it? Am I in hell? Like, what am I getting out of this? But the dog has some amazing lines of just... Because this kid, in true kid fashion, just doesn't give a fuck. Like, the way that... He does a perfect, like... Kids are way too honest about things. And so he's constantly like... I want to die. God, I hate this scene.
There's such good line reads.
This is trash. Why am I here? My IQ's dropping. And you're like, I feel you, dog. I'm there with you.
It's so good.
This is truly pathetic.
And then the mom with the neighbor who's now has laryngitis, the actor, is talking to this new guy who she introduces, who's definitely not the real criminal, unlike her husband.
She introduces him as the real criminal. Like,
She does. Yeah.
it's amazing the way that they introduce people in this. She's like, "Hi, I'm your neighbor again. Do you remember? I came by in the movie earlier, and I'm your neighbor, and my husband, I just wanted to let you know that he got put to jail, and it was kind of over Easter egg stuff. It's like the Easter stuff that we're doing right now. Anyways, here's what destroyed my family." And she opens up a book. She has the book with the fucking millions of dollars golden
The Fabergé
egg, in it,
egg. Yeah.
and points to it, and then she goes, "And here's the fucker that did it. He's my friend. Come forward, Jim." Jim's the one that did it. He definitely did it, but my husband's in jail for it. Anyways, I like hanging out with Jim. Jim's fun.
I can feel my IQ dropping. Yeah. And then she says, "By the way, it's 13 hours till the hunt begins. Now that you're alone in my wooded location."
Oh,
What I wanted to say is this movie has a Wikipedia problem too.
That
and
too,
that is
yes.
relevant to the Fabergé egg book.
mm-hmm.
Because they keep trying to tie in Easter lore, but it's
Yes.
just reading off of a Wikipedia article. Like, hey, did you know that egg dying started in this age as a way to celebrate sex? And did you know Fabergé eggs were used in Easter? And just like in this book, let me read the book to you, viewer.
It's so weird that the mother with the daughter is... So the neighbor's reading about, like, oh, these eggs are about sex. And the mom with her daughter, like, covers up her daughter's ears
Yeah.
when they talk
When she
about
says-
sex.
Yeah. Because
But-
she can't she can't hear that word. She's 25.
24. Yeah, like that. It's so fucking weird for her to be doing that for this daughter that is
Yeah.
so old. And then they go out, like, she's supposed to be 16 canonically. Like, it's so... I'm sorry, my brain's just being destroyed because, again, it's like, I feel like it's mush. She's 24. The actress is 24. Canonically, she's supposed to be 16, but in the movie, the mom
They
is
act like she's like 12.
yes,
Yeah.
the mom's like covering up her ears, and they're going on Easter egg hunts in the woods.
The mom
and-
acts like she's 12 and puts her in bunny costumes, but she also acts like she's 24 and has adult conversations with them.
yes,
It's like they don't know what's happening with the plot of the movie and they're trying to figure out as they're wait.
Hey, wait, it's kind of like they didn't care, and maybe they said that the movie was a scam, and they just got your money right up front.
This is important and
Fuck.
relevant at this point in the conversation because at this point, this is like an hour into this movie. It cuts to the dog saying, "Wow, a guy being introduced who's looking for a Fabergé egg? Weird. I wonder what that has to do with Easter. Who the fuck knows? Anyways, keep watching."
Uh-huh.
How the fuck are they gonna tie this in?
I'm looking at my notes, and I guess that I just need to mention, because there's nothing else that happens, really, because now we get into an 8-minute long Easter egg hunt. 8
To the point,
minutes.
it's 8 minutes of Easter egg interspersed with stream B-roll.
Yes.
Of which it was so long, they had to change songs mid...
They changed the music halfway through the hunt, yes.
And they also
don't have
reused
music
footage
long enough.
where I'm like, wait, I've already seen them pick up this egg. I've already seen this. You can't do this
Yes.
to me twice.
They did. Yeah, it's worse than the croquet game, because they actually do it twice to us. And then I just wanted to mention, though, that, like, because we're getting to the point where we're near the end of the film, yeah, there's... Wait, you're like, but where's the plot?
The what?
Good question.
I'm sorry, what?
I wanted to mention one of my other notes in here that I had from a quote that happened where the boy and the girl are out hanging out, and he goes, "Whoa, this is deja vu," which honestly, a lot of this movie is deja vu. And she goes,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, I didn't know you spoke French."
That line fucking killed me.
It's so bad. It would be one thing if it was done in a joking way, but it was done it's all done very serious. Like, this guy does not know that he's Like, he knows that he's doing scams, but he doesn't realize how much of a scam he's doing.
Yeah.
It's special.
So the obvious villain is looking for the Fabergé egg that was said to be hidden around their summer cabin.
Which, okay, this part also blows me away because he has a map. Can you explain his map?
So he made a map that he drew in crayon.
He had to have done it himself, right? He
On
had
a
to
piece
be the
of
one doing
paper.
the map.
And then he's like, this map doesn't look old enough. So he like pirated it up by aging it and then took a lighter to the sides like you would with like a prop that you were going to give to your tabletop group as like a fun prop.
Mm-hmm.
And
you'd
he's
give
like,
like
okay, now it looks piratey.
It looks like shit. It looks so bad. It's such a bad version of doing that too. Like I've done way better jobs of aging up paper than that was. And on top of that, okay, wait, so he has like a pirate map to the treasure. But he's the one that's
But he's the one who hid it. Yeah.
Right?
Maybe
And hid it.
maybe forgot which shallow grave he dug for.
Wouldn't
Right?
he be the one that hid it? I don't.
Because it's so shallow in the ground. The dog finds it. So
Well, and the dog doesn't even find it. They show the dog. Well, okay, it does, but they show it like the dog had dug it up. But there is.
But it
like,
was already sticking out. It wasn't buried. is what
No,
I'm getting at.
it's a 1-inch hole.
Yeah.
Like not and you're like, wait, what do you mean 1-inch hole? That's not a hole. Yes, correct. It's just like laying on the ground in a very, very tiny depression. And they go, oh, look, the dog dug it up. And it's like, dug it up from fucking where? It's just laying on the ground.
You know what else had a very, very tiny depression watching this movie? It was me. So they take the dog back, the daughter and her boyfriend neighbor.
Yes.
The dog gets to keep the egg because it won't give it up because it's the Fabergé egg that ruined their family.
But the guy doesn't know that somehow.
Doesn't know because he's stupid
and somehow doesn't realize that it's gold. So
he takes it back, and then the neighbor kid fucks off, and the daughter sees the two boys, the band camp friends, and they're talking about, hey man, girls don't even like flowers. They like guys that are at drums and in the band, and she doesn't like you at all. That twin of Lucy, our main character, who wears glasses and is totally not the same girl.
Yeah,
you
like
should just give up,
Marion
man.
Called her fake self.
Yeah, so then our
changes behind a tree.
Our daughter changes behind a tree by putting on the glasses and not even changing her outfit, which is what she's been doing up till this point.
Which the guy even mentions. He's like, wow, you guys are dressed the same, huh?
Wow, you very lazily didn't do anything for the scene, huh? Yeah, weird. And at the same time, the neighbor kid comes back, realizes it's the same girl because she comments on what they just did when they were walking around with the dog, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know how he recognized it now and not any other time.
And it breaks up both relationships in the love triangle that she was purposefully setting up with both boys.
This is more of a love,
boys?
Like Triforce pyramid kind of thing. 'Cause this is like there's like one fake person and 3 real boys and like 2 fake women.
Weird.
Like it's like there's a lot going
and also
on.
the mom is trying to go after the villain because she's horny.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
But so then the daughter's like, we need to go home right now. We need to go back to Santa's summer house. So then they show more B-roll footage of the car driving in the mountains so that they can get back to Santa's summer house. And the boy shows up with the mother who no longer has laryngitis. And
magically cured.
And the villain. Mm-hmm. To which the mom says, hey, why is the villain here? Oh, I didn't get to say goodbye. Oh, well, come on in.
Come into my house. And he goes, all right, I'm just gonna search your property. Is that okay? Yeah, by all means. And so he leaves to search the property.
And then she's like, well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah, the piss pool. We did mention it.
And before this, the dog narration is perfect again, because it's like, this has not been a very happy Easter.
No.
And me, the audience, is like, yeah, no, this has not been a very happy Easter. I've had a terrible time so far. This is great.
So he immediately sees the dog has the egg on its collar, finds the egg, grabs it. They grab the egg because the dog drops the egg on
the family. Grabs the egg, yeah.
And he walks down the stairs and pulls out a dollar store toy prop gun.
Smallest gun you've ever seen.
With like an orange cap on the end of it. Like this very obvious like plastic squirt gun.
And he's like, by the way, I'm the real villain. Nobody saw this coming, and I'll shoot you if you don't give me that Fabergé egg. I'm here for the eggs. The dog eggs. The HAL Laboratory dog eggs. And then the dog's like, don't worry, the Easter puppy is here to save the day. That's me, even though it's not, because we lied to you.
Wait, this dog is relevant. They made the dog relevant right at the end, because the dog bites his ankle. And then he drops the gun.
Causes him to drop the gun, and then the murder mystery mom grabs the gun, points it at him, and it's like, aha, I got you now, villain. Wait, this is perfect for my book. And then it ends.
And the dog goes hippity hoppity woof, and the movie ends.
Hippity hoppity woof. I'm the Easter Bunny puppy. Yeah.
Hippity hoppity woof. Peace out.
What a movie. You know, sometimes you gotta take a bit of a risk with your filmmaking. And looking at my notes, 8 minutes of egg painting, 8 minutes of egg hunt, 5 minutes of car driving, and 5 minutes of B-roll footage of a stream. That's almost 30 minutes of a film.
That's
and
almost.
When you need to get a movie to 90 minutes, sometimes you gotta take risks. And I find this movie to be inspiring as somebody who would one day like to make a film. Because I found out
anybody can make a movie.
You can just make a movie.
You can just do it.
It's easy. You just make the film. Yeah. Here's the other thing. So we were mentioning this was shot on the same weekend as A Talking Cat, which does have some of the same actors. I looked at the cover for it. It does have some of the same actors. Not Laryngitis Lady.
I'm losing my voice.
No.
She was too sick to work on both films, I think.
Yep.
But so you're shooting all these movies in this amazing, well-decorated home.
Yeah. yeah. It's
on the same weekend
house.
Sometimes.
It's a normal house. Trust me, I'm a normal person and I live in a normal house.
And you haven't even written a plot yet, so you're just like figuring it out as you go and having the characters figure it out as they go, so it fits into the story somehow that you're crafting. And a masterpiece. Truly a masterpiece. I legitimately want to see more of this.
I want to talk about this movie anymore. I'm done. I want to die.
Just like the dog.
I want to die.
Great. The dog's name is Russ, I believe. And
yes.
And it's the same corgi from Santa Summer House and the same corgi from Christmas Spirit, and I assume the same corgi as every other fucking movie shot in this house.
Shot in this house by this director, which is every movie that he's ever done. I feel like we're gonna have to watch some erotica. I need to know if it's the.
We gotta watch gay porn to see if they shot it in the house. It's the only way to know.
Listen, I just want to know about that driftwood and what. Where does it feature?
you want to know about?
I need to see some wood.
Oh, yeah, okay. Like, so I feel like we've already technically rated this dog.
We have rated this dog,
but not this depressed and sarcastic.
I was gonna say not this depressed dog. I want to rate this dog an audience out of 10 because it is your inner monologue the entire movie. I hate this. I want to die.
Telepathy is what the dog told us. Yeah. No, I would rate this dog a bait and switch out of 10. I think that's a fair rating for this dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved this dog. This dog is really cute, and it hated the movie as much as I did.
Yeah, and it also thought it was weird the mom kept trying to write a story about a dog pooping chocolate. Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
That's kind of weird. Well, anyways... Yeah, I guess that's it.
Support us so that we don't have to spend as much money on these movies of our own hard-earned money. You can follow us on Patreon. We're a Rough Cuts Cast. You can also check us out on Blue Sky and Co-host, where we're Rough Cuts Cast. And you can send any emails, like if you're interested in just like suggesting movies to us, or we've occasionally gotten fan art or different things like that, which has been really good. You can go roughcutscast@gmail.com. Send us anything that you want us to know, any information you have about some of these movies. If you somehow have background information, we got a director to email us a couple times, which is kind of amazing. The Quigley directors, producers still somehow have us as the official Quigley podcast, because they do not understand what we are about.
Quigley put more effort in than this movie, I'll be honest.
Hippity hoppity woof.
Peace out.